Go. Kyle Busch's night has read like a movie script. The car didn't have any brakes. The car wouldn't turn. He bounced it off the wall. They dropped a lug nut. They dropped another one. They dropped one and got penalized. They dropped another one and put it back on. Hollywood couldn't come up with a night like this for a race car driver, but here he is, overcoming the penalty and all. Kyle Busch back to the lead and pulling away.
You can't overcome talent. I mean, when you have the kind of talent this kid has, you just about got to take the car and lock it up in the garage to keep him from winning.
We've got 4 laps to go, about 3.5 laps to go for Kyle Busch.
I'm just hoping and praying that when he gets out of the car tonight, he'll have something nice to say, because his driving is impeccable. And when he gets out of the car, that's questionable.
You know, certainly it has paid off.
There's 3 right here.
It has certainly paid off for Rick Hendrick to get Dale Earnhardt Jr. over there in that camp. He has almost carried the Hendrick banner most of the year. But I said all along that whoever got Kyle Busch, that was going to be the real winner in all this trading of drivers headed into 2008. And he's not let me down. As right now, he's about 2.5 laps away from what will be his 3rd win of 2008.
If you can't learn something from Rick Hendrick and Joe Gibbs,
you 2 right here, bud.
You ain't never going to learn.
2 to go.
And Krista, it sounds like Kyle has been pretty silent on the radio these last 50 miles.
Yeah, I don't know if 500 miles here in Darlington, if he's lost his voice or what, but we have not heard from Kyle Busch. He has been very quiet and very consistent in that race car. I think he was just ready to get this thing over with and celebrate in victory lane.
I think, Krista, what happened to him, I think he did so much whining and complaining early in the race there that they just finally told him. They may have turned his radio off.
Man, here it is.
White flag.
Easy, buddy, easy.
And remember, he came in here our points leader after finishing 2nd at Richmond. He'll certainly stretch that points lead out, because right now Jeff Burton in the 31 car is running back in the 10th position.
His 4th try.
How proud of you guys I am.
His 4th try at Darlington. His 1st checkered flag. Kyle Busch wins the Dodge Challenger 500.
My goodness, who would have thunk it?
Carl Edwards comes home 2nd. Jeff Gordon is coming home 3rd. There you see Dale Earnhardt Jr. 4th. And how about that battle for 5th between teammates David Reagan and Matt Kenseth? Quite a battle down to the wire. There's the man of the hour right there. We just saw him. Kyle Busch in 18 gets a little thumbs up from Carl Edwards in the 99.
Thanks, Jeff. You're my hero, buddy.
Talking to a spotter there.
Great job, Wild Thing. Proud of you.
I think that name's gonna stick.
I think we need to play that song when they introduce him next week for the All-Star race.
Yeah, like when Charlie Sheen would come out on the field in Major League.
This is typical Joe Gibbs right here. There he is right in the middle of them. He rallied his troops together there about halfway through the race. Great coach. Great coaches can get great people to do great things.
His 8th win of the year in a NASCAR National Touring Series. Kyle Busch will go to victory lane at Darlington. How about that?
The fastest Darlington race ever, won by 23-year-old Kyle Busch, the youngest driver ever to win at Darlington. Our Matt Yoakum is down there with him in victory lane. Matt?
He took a bow on the front stretch. You bounced off the wall more times than we could count. You had a penalty, lug nut issues. You saw just about everything tonight. What does it mean to win a crown jewel event here at Darlington?
This is pretty awesome. Darlington's obviously showed again tonight that it's one of the hardest places. Always has been, always will be. And even with the fresh asphalt, this place is tough. And so I just can't thank this M&M's Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota team enough. You know, they did an awesome job. And we're going to go through an awful lot of Mac tools here this week fixing this thing, but that's okay. And you know, it's just an awesome win for us. I just can't thank these guys enough. And preparing such a great race car, and the lap cars at the end were great. They gave me all the room in the world. So it's pretty cool.
Who kept you in this game mentally? Your spotter was talking to you, trying to get you to calm down. Steve Addington, everybody.
Everybody did their part. Anybody who was on the radio. So Addington did a great job, crew chief, in making great race calls, and Jeff Dickerson up top, man, he's my savior every week. So he's a pretty awesome dude. And I thought that
Steve Addington gets it.
I thought that was Dickerson. Usually when Dickerson gets in here, he gets a bath too. So
what about that pathetic car?
Man, it just doesn't turn. It doesn't want to do what it needs to do here, especially and this place became aero-tight. I mean, it just became one of those aero-sensitive racetracks because there's only one lane you can run around this place. That's the fast way around. And anytime you got to get by somebody, you just got to save your stuff and try to maneuver past them somehow, some way. But it's hard to do. And you know, again, Joe Gibbs Racing, Toyota Racing Engines, and you know, TRD, everybody that helps out on this thing. And SNOS Energy Drink's pretty refreshing too.
Congratulations. A good gulp there by Kyle Busch. For the second straight year, the championship point leader wins at Darlington. Steve?
All right, Matt, thanks very much. With Carl Edwards, who came from 36th all the way to second. Now, you said the other day, this is your favorite track. I may have to go to a funeral because they repaved it, but it turned out okay.
Yeah, it's good. I'm okay with it. At first, I didn't like it too much, but my hat's off to Steve Addington and Kyle Busch. The fastest car won. They did a great job. I wanted to beat them so bad, though. I don't know if Harrison Ford's got allergies, but I got some Claritin. I'll send him. Kyle did a great job, and our pit crew, man, they came back. You know, at first we had a little bit of trouble. The pit crew came back, and really proud of them. I mean, I hate second place, but it's good for points.
And happy Mother's Day weekend as well.
Oh, yeah, they don't give a trophy for best looking mom, but I think I got that one this weekend.
All right, good job. Let's go to Chris Myers.
All right, thanks, Steve. And Carl Edwards, who moves up to 7th in points. Let's check in with Dick Berggren, who's standing by with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dick?
And he worked awfully hard in that race car. How was it tonight?
Well, you know, we had a real good car all weekend. And when the race started, I knew we weren't exactly like we had been. And Tony Jr. just told me right after the race we changed the lower A-frame. And that might have changed how the car rolled over and traveled and stuff and handled. But, you know, we were off a little bit all night, weren't really that good. Track position was everything you could not pass, period. That's the worst I've ever seen it as far as trying to be able to pass. But I got a hand in my team. They worked hard. We worked hard. We finished top 5, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Junior with another top 5. A win is sure to come soon. Chris Devoda.
Last week in Richmond, Jeff Gordon used adjustments to fight his way into the top 10. This week, adjustments to fight your way into the top 5. Is this team back?
Well, you know, we're definitely making big strides. I'm real proud of this DuPont Chevrolet team tonight. Steve Letarte, I mean, he just did an awesome job. He's got these guys in the pits just on their game. I mean, that track position, you know, and getting us out of the pits and making good calls all night was key. You know, all I did was try to keep it out of the wall, which was not easy in itself. But, you know, we just, we're off, you know. We just, I wish I wasn't so darn competitive because you have no idea how you know, I'm happy that we have a top 5 and that we're 3rd, and how frustrated I am at how far off we are from winning races right now. And, you know, this is Darlington. We did the tire test here, and, you know, the 18 really just kicked everybody's tail tonight. So we got some work to do. We've been working hard, and hopefully we get a little bit closer to them in Charlotte.
Thanks, Jeff. Chris Myers.
Thanks, Krista. And Jeff moves up into 10th in the chase for the championship. The top 12, of course, making it. We're 16. We're actually, after our 11th race of the season, inching a little bit closer. Let's head upstairs, get some thoughts from Darrell, Larry, and Mike. And indestructible is how Kyle Busch looked. 7 career wins for him already, guys.
There's a great story in today's New York Times about how Harold Brasington built this track in Ramsey's Peanut Field, and about its great history, and about how you have to race the racetrack. We talked about that all night long. But Darrell, are we about ready to turn the page? Because Kyle Busch didn't race the racetrack. He beat on it. He beat up on it. He beat up on his car, beat up on his crew. And he just beat this field into submission tonight.
Tonight was a smashing success, I might say, for the racetrack and for Kyle Busch. I thought it was an awesome race. With the speeds as high as they are, we set a new record for the race tonight. I mean, this car just impresses me, how resilient it is and how it can bounce off the wall, climb the wall, run over other things, and keep on going. That's incredible to me.
Yeah, I mean, who would ever believe that we would only have 2 cars out of this race? We had 7 backup cars that had to start this race, And, you know, you got to tip your hat. Chris Browning and the people here at Darlington, they didn't want to repave this racetrack, but they had to after 13 years. And you know what? The other person or group we got to give a tip of the hat to, we had no tire failures. And that's hard to do on a brand new surface. But just a few guys I want to give a big data boy to. We talked about David Reagan, another top 5 finish, up into the top 12 in points. And then Travis Quapple and Dave Blaney ran there in the top 10 most of the night. We know certainly that all the focus will be on Kyle Busch, but that's guys that you're so glad to see them have a great run.
And the little bit of things, not the little bit, the things they've done to this racetrack, it's like home improvement. What they did tonight made a huge difference. Wait till they go to the next phase. This is our history. This is our heritage. I can't wait to see what they do to this place next, because this is by far and away where we started our sport at, and I'm glad they're rebuilding it and bringing it back to its glory, because this joint deserves it.
And that next phase is real close.